And welcome back, everyone. Welcome back to another week, another edition, this time live, of WTL World Team League 2023 Winter Codes Round 4, day number 1. I'm, of course, your host, Light VIP, and with me, I'm joined by Kuro, handling the production, and by the people in the chat as well. And we have quite a number of matchups ready for us. Up first, we have Mystery Gaming versus Starlight Twinkle. And this is going to be an interesting one because I do think these two teams are relatively close in skill. I know that actually, both these teams, they've been having a rough time here. Oh my god, 0 wins for Mystery Gaming. Like, they have some strong players, yes, but you could definitely argue that they're a little bit lacking here when it comes to, I don't know, supportive players, I should say. Like SHIN, aka Ragnarok, he is a solid ace player, don't get me wrong, but he needs the other players to really step it up and support him. Very similar actually to Starlight Twinkle with Wayne, very similar to Psystorm when it comes to when it came to Max Packs last season. Eventually they did sign up, and they did actually draft Spirit, and Spirit is doing quite well alongside Max Packs, but you know, these other players on these other teams, they can't just rely on their ace player, they have to rely on their entire team to step it up. And here we go, we're getting ready for our first best of 2. If you're in the chat, predictions are open. Place your bets on how you think this best of 2 is going to go, whether it's a 2-0 in one direction, a 2-0 in another, or a 1-1 score. Predictions are open in the chat. Place your bets. Place your bets. And up first, we have a ZVZ between Wayne and SHIN. This is brutal because it's ace versus ace. And usually these teams, they rely on Wayne to 2-0 the opposing player. They rely on SHIN to 2-0 as well, but now they have to face off against each other. And here we go in the top left-hand corner. We have, for the Starlight Twinkles, Wayne. And in the bottom right, we have SHIN for Mystery Gaming. Here we go. Ooh. As we get into this, a big shout out to the sponsors of WTL as well, of course. We have Doyu, we have Taidu, we have AutoFool as well. All the lovely sponsors. Without them, this event would not happen. Kung Fu Cup would not be a thing either, so much love indeed. As of course, we're getting ready here for our first best of 2, and this is going to be a really interesting one. So, on paper, I think I favor SHIN, aka Ragnarok. I should mention that as well. Who the hell is SHIN? Ragnarok. He did go for a name change recently at the start of the season. He is now known as SHIN, which is a part of his IRL name. So is rebranding himself. Very fitting, I guess. Very fitting that SHIN is up against Wayne, a player who has renamed himself like 3 times over the course of 2 years. I'm shaking my head. Vanya, aka Radita, aka Wayne, aka whatever he calls himself next year. I'm sure he'll name change again. Shaking. Regardless, Wayne versus SHIN. And on paper, I would say that SHIN is the favored player, especially he's a more well-rounded player. You know, he's a GSL finalist in recent years. But also in more recent times, in the last couple of weeks, Wayne has been dominant over Dark in the ESL Open Cup Americas. We've been lucky enough to cast Wayne versus Dark multiple times, and Wayne has been looking damn good in ZVZ. I appreciate Wayne because it feels like he's kind of taken up the mantra of like the Zerg style of the Korean style of Zerg style of ZVZ, the Korean style of ZVZ, where you're hyper aggressive at a moment's notice. Once you do smell weakness, you cut workers, and then you just make an army. You just make roaches, you just go, you just send it, and it can catch the opposing player off guard. But SHIN likewise can also be very aggressive in this matchup, so I feel like this is going to be a very difficult match to predict. I don't envy the people in the chat predicting for this. I think it's going to be very difficult to kind of dictate whether this is going to go 2-0 or a 1-1 in either direction, so good luck. Good luck. For now, standard hatchcast pool. Third base is being taken as well on at a standard timing, and now we have a Bailey nest here from both Wayne and SHIN. I say that Wayne throws down his Bailey nest. SHIN hasn't thrown down his yet, but there we go. It is a couple seconds later, but it is on the way nonetheless. So everything is looking normal. So far, this is very standard ZVZ. It's very by the book, and we're waiting to see someone determined to be the aggressor, and then the defender as well. essentially we're waiting to see who starts making lings and who moves out across the map first to deny the third base of the opposing player. If this doesn't happen, then we're just going to be droning. And there it is, 12 lings on the way for SHIN. Baneliness is on the way as well, and SHIN should be using or should be making these lings in order to move out across the map and apply some pressure. There we go, more lings are on the way. So Wayne is going to have to try to muster up his Banelings. There we go, Banelings are in production. It's going to be on Wayne to defend and on SHIN to break him. So he is moving across the map. Catching a ling. Good scout here from Wayne. He does confirm that the lings are on the way. Oh, Wayne, he is... Oh, sorry. Yeah, Wayne is joining behind this. He's relying a lot here on his Baneling control. Meanwhile, SHIN likewise is joining behind this as well. So he's not all in. He's just applying pressure, looking to out-trade Wayne. And he does catch a queen. Ooh, queen goes down for free. Ay, ay, ay. Baneling's going to be waddling on in as well. Good control out of Ragnarok. He does pull back in time. He wants the other queen, and he will get it. We trade Baneling for Baneling. Wayne loses both queens, and now he's going to lose a third queen as well. The surround is real, and this isn't killing Wayne, but this is just crippling him and giving SHIN a massive advantage. Ay, ay, ay. Unfortunately, the Banelings weren't quite in position. The queens were out of position as well, and SHIN took full advantage of Wayne, and now Wayne has to do some counter damage. He has his own Banelings on the way, but they just started. No, they just started here on the front lines, and Ragnarok, or SHIN, he does dive on top of them, does force a cancel as well, and just like that, SHIN also has map control. He's pushing out across the map once again for a second push. Banelings on the way for both players. These should finish up for Wayne, but what's that again? SHIN, he just ignores it. He goes straight for the third base, gets a full surround, and he should force a kill on this hatchery. Oh no, he wants another queen! Hatchery goes down, he surrounds the queen, and it's off screen right now, but I think the queen did die. Yeah. Feels bad, man. The Baneling save waddle into the middle line, and there's no reaction! SHIN having his way with Wayne right now, just pulling him left and right. Decent Baneling connection here in the center of the map, but Wayne is all in. Wayne is completely all in. Roaches have already arrived. SHIN, he was transitioning out of Ling Bane, already on Roaches. He's just one step ahead. He's been losing Lings, yes, but he's been trading. He killed the third base. He killed 4 queens. And now Wayne from here, how do we come back? The only hope that Wayne has here is maybe SHIN drones up too much. Maybe SHIN is too greedy. Maybe he's a little bit too lax, and he creates an opening for Wayne to pull off an all-in, as Wayne is making nothing but roaches. He knows that he's lost too much at this point to re-drone. He's lost too much to try to take gases and try to, again, saturate his bases. It's all or nothing for Wayne. It's all or nothing for him, and you can see here in the production tab, Wayne, he's still just making nothing but roaches. He's got a couple of queens in production as well. A rough trade on the right-hand side. Wayne trading 1 Baneling for 1 Ling. Now, back at home, SHIN has been droning a lot. He's up 20 workers. He's up 20 workers compared to his opponent. So that scenario, the scenario in which maybe SHIN is too greedy, that is kind of coming to pass. SHIN was supply blocked for a moment, but Wayne also supply blocked, and SHIN, he has mustered a large enough army. He has enough roaches. Even with all this droning, he should be safe against this all-in. We'll see what the execution looks like. It's possible that maybe Wayne can catch some of these roaches out of position. But SHIN, he's just banking up here between the bases. He goes for a Ling run, but at the same time gets a couple more drones as well, extending his lead. Baneling's a roll on in, and the concave is just looking too damn good, and SHIN is going to take game number 1. GG. GG, well played. And yeah, that was a really strong performance. That was a really strong showing from SHIN, just looking so on fire there, pulling apart his opponents from the beginning, from the get-go, getting the queens initially, trading well against the Banelings, and of course that snowballing out of control into SHIN, eventually killing the third base as well, and seamlessly transitioning into roaches. That was, again, very solid play out of SHIN. Wayne had a hard time keeping up. It's one of those things where in ZVZ, because it's a mirror matchup, and you have the same tools, you have the same capacity as your opponent. If you do take a deficit early on, if you start losing maybe too many drones or some queens or even a hatchery, it's very difficult to come back. Not impossible, it's just it puts so much pressure on you to somehow do some counter economic damage or tech up in a different direction, like going mutas or going or just going all in and cutting drones. Like you have to do something out of the norm to come back, just because it's so difficult to play straight up from that point. And Wayne was fully aware of that. That's why he went all in. But alas, he was just still a little bit too far behind from the opener. GG, Shin will take game 1, but Wayne is going to be looking to fight back here in game 2. Map number 2 is going to be on Alkione for that second map. And even though Wayne looked a little bit rough in that first game, I believe he can bring it all the way back here in game number 2. We have seen Wayne look stronger than this. I feel like game 1 is not indicative of the skill set of Wayne at all. That looked like a really rough game, really rusty game. You know, Wayne, maybe he's just still waking up. Maybe he's still just warming up as well. But we need to turn it back. We need to turn it on here and now. And I believe Wayne can do so. Sometimes you need a little bit of pressure. Sometimes you need like a fire lit under you to really get going. And yeah, it's going to be on Wayne here to try to go for the 1-1 score, to try to even things up. If he doesn't, then it's not going to bode well for his team. It's not going to bode well for Starlight Twinkle. Wayne is the ace player, and he needs to lead the charge for the rest of his team. And here we go in the bottom left-hand corner for the Starlight Twinkles. It is Wayne. And spawning in the top right-hand corner, we have for Mystery Gaming, SHIN. Here we go. Catching up with the chat. Last season, Slastorm didn't make it to the playoffs yet. MaxX was still awarded Protoss MVP. Yeah, exactly. It goes to show that, like, a team can't rely on a single player to carry them through WTL. The format just doesn't allow for that. Speaking of, SHIN is going to be going for a pool first. Here we go. Spawning pool is thrown down. I believe this is going to be a pool hatch opener. We could even go gasless with this as well, but a very safe opener here from SHIN. There we go. Hatchery is on the way, and he has been droning. So yeah, really safe opener here. He's gonna have access to Lings early on. If he was being cheesed out, if he was being 12 pulled or something along those lines, then SHIN would be able to completely shut it down, as things are now moving out across the map. So essentially the way that this dynamic works is that SHIN is going to be looking for some drone kills. Because of this early pool, because of these lings that he's making, he's behind in workers. He's behind worker-wise, so these drones, they have to force an overreaction out of Wayne, and he has to kill some drones here with these lings. Meanwhile, Wayne, hatch gas pool. Standard opener out of our Blue Zerg player. Nothing too fancy, nothing too crazy. It's all looking normal from our Blue Zerg. And the Lings, they avoid the Scout, they avoid the Overlord. Wayne still doesn't know what kind of opener he's playing against. The other advantage that Wayne has is gas. Because of a much earlier gas geyser, he can go into link speed and even banelings faster as well. So he's going to have a lot of counterattack potential, as long as he doesn't take too many losses. And here we go. The Lings, they do arrive. There's one drone that's in danger, and we do need to pull it back. We do evacuate the natural base. Ooh, SHIN trying to get a surround on that Ling, but does not get the Lings. Does not get the surround. Is getting a lot of pressure going. There we go. We do hold position around. Oh, no, we don't quite trap those Lings. He was trying to get us around on the eggs. Boys are being pulled, and quick micro there out of Wayne. Does pull back in time. Does save his workers. Doesn't lose anything. Beautiful defense out of Wayne. Very nicely done. And you can see here that the worker counts are evening up. Wayne, I would say, has a lead just because of the gases. Remember what I said earlier, Wayne, he does have additional gas available. Ling speed is already on the way, and this means that SHIN should be going to base Roach. He's a bit too far. Oh no, sorry, he does start Ling speed. Okay. So I was assuming that SHIN, because he's so far behind when it comes to link speed and banelings and all that stuff, he would start a wall and go to base Roach. But he does have link speed on the way, and that is interesting to me. He could try to go for a Ling flood behind this and try to catch Wayne off guard. Very curious as to how this plays out. Because again, he's showing 2 base Roach. You know, he's walling off, he's staying on 2 bases, he shows the Roach Warren as well. Wayne won't have a Baneling Nest, so he could be a little bit vulnerable, and that's why the Observer is pointing out those Lings. So it is pointing out Ling speed, because it is very unusual for SHIN to invest into it. For now, we're just droning. Wayne has map control, and there it is. We're going for a Ling flood, straight up. SHIN, he's got Lings in production, working through those rocks. +1 Carapace on the way. This is a Ling Roach all in. Oh my. And Wayne has incomplete information. Again, for all he knows, this is 2-base Roach, and we should be looking to expand and take a 3rd base. Wayne is working on his own +1 carapace, his own Roach Warren as well. Very similar tech going to be available here between our 2 players, and Wayne has a slightly better economy. But yeah, essentially, Shin going for an all-in. Wayne, he does have to defend, and here we go. The Lings are flooding across the map. And there is no Baneliness at the same time, but Wayne does flood in as well. He's going to be able to maybe catch a Queen. But does he have enough at home to defend? Without Banelings, he cannot hold on to his 3rd base. The 3rd is going to go down. Again, when you play against 2-base Roach, there's no reason to get a Baneling Nest, so Wayne has been caught with his pants down. Oh, the Lings are going to get surrounded with the Queens. They're going to get the Queens. They're going to get the 3rd base as well. A good start for Shin. 2 Queens and the 3rd behind this. Roaches are on the way. And Shin, he's rotating around, looking to try to hit that natural base as well. Meanwhile, Wayne, he's also getting his own Roaches. Like, Wayne, he may have lost a 3rd base, but his opponent doesn't have a 3rd. So this is still pretty close. Wayne has the higher drone count. Shin getting a 3rd base behind this. And looks like he's looking to dive on top of the army once again. Almost gets the Ravagers. He is forced back. The Biles. Good connections. Takes down an Overlord, supply blocking Shin as well. And Shin still hasn't droned. Bear this in mind. Shin, he did start a 3rd base. That is true. But +1 carapace is about to kick in, and Shin has not been making workers. He's very all in here, and he is hoping that because, like, the aggression is subsiding, he's hoping that Wayne drones. And Wayne is droning. Uh-oh. Wayne, he's droning, he's working on +1 range, he's working on a lair. Wayne doesn't realize that Shin is still very all in. Yeah, these Overlords are being hunted down. Wayne, his vision is no longer there. So Overlords are being forced back, and here we go. The all-in has been scattered, but is it too late? Can Wayne muster up a defense in time? As Shin backs off for a moment, he's still making more Lings, more Ravagers. Wayne, he's up, what, 13 drones? he's got a good worker count. We don't need to make workers right now, Wayne. We need an army. A Baneling Nest would be ideal for Wayne right now. It would be beautiful, but he's relying on Ling Roach Ravager, and Wayne does have a smaller army compared to his opponent. We're even in upgrades. Now, if Wayne survives a little bit longer, he will be ahead in upgrades. He'll have Roach speed and +1 range, and a better economy. So Shin is on a timer. He's got to go. He's got to send it. Takes out another Overlord. Supply blocking Wayne. Wayne coming in for a scout. Now he sees how few workers there are. But is it too late? We're going for the Biles. Ooh, the Biles will not connect. Shin trying to force his way into the natural base. The counter Biles, they will force Shin back. So far, Wayne, he's holding. He is holding. He avoids the Biles. Roach Warren is exposed, and the Roach Warren is going to go down. The 3rd base is going to go down as well. Oof, we deny Roach speed. Big denial there for Shin. Across the map, he kills 12 more workers, so Shin is still all in. Shin still has to end the game. Wayne, can you survive? +1 will finish just in time. But Wayne, he can only reinforce with Lings. He can't make any more Roaches. Here we go, Shin diving on forward. If he doesn't connect with these Biles, it looks like he's running out of steam. And Wayne, he is holding. He's doing it. He survives. Barely. It was risky, Papi. He was droning so much. I was really concerned that he wouldn't have a large enough army to defend, especially without Bailings. But Wayne, he holds. Now he's going for a big counterattack. And even though Shin is the ace player for Mystery Gaming, so is Wayne. Wayne is also the ace player for his own team. And he's proving that. He's showing that here and now. GG gets called. And Wayne will tie it up 1-1. Whew, GG. GG, well played. Again, very close. It took a very long time for Wayne to realize what was happening. It took a very long time for him to really set it up. The mirror matchups, they don't stop. They do not stop. We started off with a ZVZ, and now we have a PvP as well between Nice and Strange. And in general, I would favor Nice here. I do think Nice is very experienced and he is a very versatile player, especially in PvP. But Strange, as we've seen in previous weeks, as we've seen in the entire season of WTL, Strange has his own builds. He can be very unpredictable. Unpredictable as a player, and it can be really difficult to keep up with him. So it's always difficult to really count Strange out. As you can see here in the ELO, he has been taking a bit of a nosedive. He has been dropping a bit in ELOs, but again, I do believe that he has a chance to bring it all back. We saw that last week. We saw that in round number 3 as well, with Strange having some really close games, and we'll see if he can bring it all together here on Alkione. And if you're in the chat, predictions are open. For the next 2 minutes, predictions are open, so place your bets on how you think this series is going to go 2-0 in either direction, or the 1-1. Or that 1-1. Now again, when it comes to PvP, it's still really difficult to kind of determine like how a series can go, because PvP can be just so brutal and so chaotic in nature. All-ins are very common, very prevalent. What I will say, Alkione is designed for a more macro game, and we'll see. Oh, actually, no, it's not. In the bottom left, for Starlight Twinkle, we have Nice. And in the top right, for Mystery Gaming, we have Strange. I was about to say that there was a ramp coming into the natural. That is not true. There is no ramp coming into the natural, so we should be seeing 2 gate openers. There are gold bases, and we have seen the golds being taken by Protoss players in PvT. I do think that it is possible in PvP as well, but the reality is that because Stalkers are so prevalent, it'll be so difficult to actually maintain control of the gold. I doubt it's going to come into play. For those wondering, there is a gold base in the center of the map, or two gold bases, one on each side. And they are relatively exposed to the elements. They're exposed to the other side of the wall. So it can be difficult to maintain control of that area. We'll see how spicy our players get. We'll see if we even, progress long enough to even think about a 3rd or even a 4th base. Here we go, as Nice is looking to go for a proxy Stargate. Let's go. He's going to be mining through those mineral patches, going to be working towards that area next to the main base of Strange, and that is a prime location for a proxy Stargate. Now, we'll see, though. We'll see if he commits, and we'll see what direction he goes in. Meanwhile, Strange going for his own probe scout across the map, and is going to be looking to get eyes on what his opponent is up to. Again, 2-gate opener, and Strange should be noticing that we are missing a pylon. That the second pylon is not in the main base and that it is somewhere else out on the map. Somewhere out there, we do see a full lap of the main base to try to find that pylon, try to get a read on where exactly it is. And we do confirm that it's missing. We confirm that it is not where it should be, but where is it? We can see across the map, and there is that Stargate on the way for Nice. Ooh, Strange misreading a little bit. Ay. That is a robo response. So a robo follow-up here as the defending player from Strange. This reads like he's defending against a 1-base all-in. Robos this early on are beautiful because they give you access to Immortals, they give you access to a War Prism to, reinforce if you want to counterattack as well, or to preserve your units and have Blink early on. A Robo, again, is really good if you're defending against an all-in. Here in a longer game, because I expect Nice to expand, in a longer game, it's going to be not as ideal. We'll see how Strange can make use of it as the Adepts do meet in the center of the map, and we trade 1 for 1. Oh, no! No! Strange loses his. Nice holds on to his own. Ay. A rough moment there. Meanwhile, we can see Strange going straight for the Prism, which means he's transitioning into his own aggression. We should be seeing a 3rd gateway out of Strange, and he should be sending everything across the map. Shield battery's on the way, and the shield battery will finish in time. And this Oracle will not get any damage done. Activates this Pulsar Beam, but the shield battery does out-heal the DPS of the Oracle. The Oracle does nothing, but does confirm the Robo. Oh, we have a Twilight Council follow-up here from his opponent. Adepts, they do make it into the main base, but alas, they are forced out. No one has expanded, not yet. Phoenix is on the way. There it is, nice, does take the expansion. Adepts do shade into the main base, and Adepts can one-shot Workers, even with a shield battery within range, it does not matter. 2 Oracles dive in as well. Workers are falling left and right. Oof. 5 Workers going down. And for a one-basing Protoss player like this, to lose so many Workers, this is devastating. And Strange, he's all in. He's all in now at this point. We have Blink on the way, which is a ways off. He's going for his own Adepts. There's potential. There's a lot of potential here with this War Prism. Just like we saw before, 2 Adepts can one-shot Workers. But the Phoenix arrives. We need to recall the hell out of here, and the recall will save the Prism. But Strange does no counter damage. And now he's in a rough position. He hasn't thrown down a 3rd gateway, but he is working on Blink. Yeah, there we go. There's the 3rd gateway. We're one base all in. Like, there's no other way about it. Like, we can't expand from this point. In a mirror matchup, there is no way, especially without doing any counter damage, without getting across the map with those Adepts. It's going to be an uphill battle here for Strange. Now, just like previously, Strange has a chance. If Nice is too greedy, if he maybe takes a 3rd base too quickly, or if he probes up too much, if he's lax when it comes to his production, and if he doesn't throw down additional gateways, then maybe Strange can pull off this all in. But we have 2 shield batteries, sentries for force fields, stasis traps as well. Nice is taking this very seriously. He knows how far ahead he is, and he knows that the only way that he loses this game is either an all-in or like a ninja base. And even a ninja base would just put Strange on par with his opponent. Now, why I bring that up is the gold base could be a way to come back. That's possible, yes. But the reality is that minerals isn't as valuable to Protoss as gas is. And yeah, as a result, it would still just be an uphill battle. And here we go, Strange is moving out across the map with everything he has. Nice throws down a Robo. We were talking about the properties of a Robo here in PvP and how good it is when you're being the defending player. Immortal's on the way, and the Immortal just completely shuts down Stalkers. It's the power unit you want. We have a 3rd shield battery on the way. 2nd pylon just to make sure that everything doesn't get depowered. And Strange is going... Oh my god, straight into the main base. Good bait here on the stasis trap. Salt force field as well. Nice, he's zoned out of his own main base. He recalls back into the main. Good move here. Fast reactions out of Nice. Oh, stasis trap goes off, and Strange is being pulled apart. The Prism goes down. GG gets called, and Nice takes game number 1. Ooh, GG. Oh, are you sleepy, Pop? You sleepy? GG. And yeah, when it came to the execution, I love the move there from Strange. He baited out the stasis trap, he forced the recall, he tried to go into the natural, tried to pull apart his opponent, but Nice's defensive position was just far too powerful, far too good, and yeah, really well done. Very well played there by Nice. Solid lead for Nice here in this series. Now, can Strange bring it back? I believe he can. I believe he has it in him. It was just a really rough start for Strange to be stuck on one base, for him to lose so many workers on one base as well, and he was set behind. He was just set behind here, and in a mirror matchup, it is really difficult to come back in the game, and with that, game 2 is going to be on Oceanborn. Here we go. Oceanborn is coming up next. Oh, we're just loading right on in. And spawning in the bottom right-hand corner, we have for Starlight Twinkle, it is Nice. Oh, he's got a Calvin Klein hat. In the top left, we have for Mystery Gaming, Strange. I thought Calvin Klein, are they not just underwear? Like, do they sell hats? What? I'm looking this up. I was just caught off guard.
Everything.
They sell everything? In my brain, they sell underwear, and that's it. That's all they sell. When I think Calvin Klein, I think of Back to the Future. I think of Marty. No, yeah, they have hats. Crazy. Oh my god. Who the hell gets a Calvin? Fair enough, fair enough. The more you know, the more you know. As we're getting into these openers, and so far 2 gate openers from both Nice and Strange. Like, I don't know. Going to Calvin Klein for anything other than underwear, questionable, Pappy, questionable. They sell pants? They sell pants? They sell jeans? No shot. Crazy. What kind of world do we live in? For now, 2 gate openers all around. Standard openers. Nothing too crazy. I do appreciate that Nice. I believe he's going to be hiding his pylon. I don't think he's committing. If I'm not mistaken. We'll see. As the probe is out of the map. Once again, Strange. He scouts. He confirms that the pylon is not in the main. And it should be thrown. Oh no, there we go. It's thrown down in the main base. A little bit later. A little bit later in the end. And now Strange, he can rest easy. Oh, or can he? As we are just getting into our openers, Twilight Councils are on the way for both players. Probes just spread out across the map. There it is. I was like, I feel like that pylon was late. Okay, there was a pylon hidden on the map for Nice. But again, it is a fake proxy, and everyone is opening up as they should. We can see Strange. He is actually looking the northern portion of the map, looking for a pylon. But last not quite coming across anything. Ooh, as Nice even throws down a pylon here on the high ground, hoping to allow these Adepts to make it in. And the Adepts, they will shade into the main base. Oh, a bit of a misclick though. We attack the Cyber Core. Only 2 probes go down. Can we get a 3rd? Can we get a 4th? Ooh, 3 workers. Not too bad for 2 Adepts. We also get a full scout of the main. We confirm the tech, the blink that's on the way, and Nice doubles down. Mate, okay, this is what's great about Nice. You know, he can play standard, he can play straight up, or he can just cheese the hell out of you. It's blink alongside a Dark Shrine. Now the question becomes, will Strain have detection anytime soon? He's expanding. He's taking a natural base. Nice isn't. And as soon as Strange realizes this should be a tell. Probe is coming in for a follow-up scout, and Strange, he will come across the lack of expansion. That is sus. That is very suspect. And how will Strange react? He needs confirmation, he needs to realize or recognize what's going on. There we go. We have a defensive robo on the way that will gain access to not just immortals, but also to detection, to observers. So a good reaction here from Strange. But is it going to finish in time? Because the Dark Shrine is now done. DTs are being morphed in. But they're quite a ways away. By the time the DTs arrive, and there's only 1 Dark Templar for now, by the time they do arrive, I feel like we should have enough to defend. I feel like we should have an observer, but we'll see. As the DT is just waddling across the map. Nice. Still on 1 base, by the way. He's forcing himself all in with this, and I'm not too convinced. Observers on the way for Strange. DT waddles in. Strange, does he realize what's going on? Oh, we got stuck! No, the DT got stuck for a moment, and the Observer does come out. We're still going to get some worker kills, though. Let's see, how long does it take to react? 3, 4 probe kills. Only 4 probe kills, though. At the same time, here comes Nice! He drags Strange out of position. Strange, he has a larger army than Nice, by the way, but alas, he will have to give up on this natural, at least on the pylon. Pylon goes down, a couple of extra workers as well. Blink is done for both players. Nice. Can he out-control his opponent? So far, the Blinks are looking good, but ooh, 1 Stalker goes down. We have reinforcements on the way. Nice, completely all in with this, and he does manage to break through. The Concave was looking too strong. He does barely preserve those Stalkers. Look how low they are. 2 of them in the red. But he keeps them alive, and this natural will go down. This was so clutch, though. This was this was very close. Nice. Fortunate that he pulled his opponent out of position. Behind this, he still hasn't expanded. He has no high ground vision. He cannot push up the ramp, and an Immortal is about to pop out. So the goal here, nice, he's containing. He's just containing his opponent. He's expanding, taking his own natural, getting ahead economically. And how long is it going to take for Strange to break free? Oh, he does blink out. I'm loving this. We have 4 Stalkers to go for a big counterattack. And this may even force a recall. This may force Nice to turn back around. As I'm not too sure if he has enough to defend. He's got 2 sentries. He's got force fields. There it is. The Stalkers, they reveal themselves. There's, oh my god, there is a shield, but we do recall back home. We recall back home, and just like that, Strange, he breaks free from his contain, and he can now expand. But he is behind. He's now behind when it comes to his overall base count, obviously. He does have an Immortal, so technically he has a better army. But the quantity, though, Nice is able to get some extra warp-ins in. He's leaving Strange in the dust. Forge is on the way. Strange, it looks like he's going to stay back at home. He's going to slowly take control of this natural and slowly probe up. With that Forge, it looks like Strange shouldn't be pushing out without +1. So Nice is free to chill back at home and saturate his natural. He has the sentries for hallucinations. He can go for some scouting. Getting his own Immortals up and running. Shield batteries as well, and yeah, we're just going to ease ourselves into the mid-game. With, of course, Nice having a lead in workers. Now, Strange will have a small window of opportunity. Strange does have +1 attack already on the way, and Nice hasn't started his own +1, so there is that advantage, but you can see the window is really small. Nice, his +1 may be later than his opponent, but it's still on the way. Likewise, Nice is working on charge. He can work on, yep, there we go, third base. Third base is thrown down. Nice, just securing his position, and on Oceanborn, it's really difficult to break a 3-basing player. The 4th is exposed. The 4th is a lot more, open to the rest of the world and to the rest of the map and to you, to the aggressing player. But the 3rd is pretty secure. Yeah, Strange, he just takes his own 3rd base as well. He's going to try to keep up in the economy, or try to catch up even in the economy. Still behind, though. There it is. The Gateway Explosion, the Templar Archives. Archon's going to be on the way. Nice, just refining his army even further. Denying the scouts. Keeping Strange in the dark. For all Strange knows, that there could be a Bay on the way and Disruptors. There could be Stargates and Phoenixes. There are a couple of different directions that you can go in here when we get into the mid-game. You could even be doubling down on a just heavy Blinkstalker army and skipping Archons and skipping Chargelots. But now, though, Nice is about to push. Nice, all he's waiting for is the War Prism. Once the War Prism arrives, we're going to be sending everything across the map, and it's going to be on Strange to somehow survive. Now, he will have Defender's Advantage, so Shield Batteries. Shield Batteries overcharged, they're going to play a big part, a major role here in this defense. He has 3 Immortals, which can do well against the Stalkers, but he has nothing for the Zealots, and oh, he's going for Glaives! Strange, he's setting up his own 3-base all-in with Glaive Adepts, which is good, don't get me wrong, but it's going to take too long. The Strange needs time, and Nice is pushing now. Oh. The Immortals are looking exposed. The Zealots are going to be diving on forward here, and we blink over the wall. The first Immortal goes down. The second Immortal is going to be focused down as well. The Overcharge putting in a lot of work. The Prism! Bit of an overextension out of Nice, losing that Prism straight away. But he still has too much. It doesn't even without reinforcements, even without the War Prism. GG gets called, and Nice will take the series 2-0, giving his team a solid lead. Oh, GG. Very well played, and yeah, nice coming into this. I did pin him as the favorite player. I was hoping that Strange could fight him for it and could put a point on the board and keep things close and keep things very back and forth, but a solid performance there out of Nice. Again, dictating the pace of the game in Game 1 and Game 2. Game 1 with the Proxy Stargate. Game 2 with the DT opener. Again, Game 2 felt very risky, by the way. It felt very, very on the knife's edge whether it would or wouldn't work. And it was a really risky maneuver. Did pay off, and just like that, Starlight Twinkle, they are leading the series 3-1. 3-1. And it comes down to our next series, to our final best of 2 of this Team League match. It's going to be ReWhite versus Bunny. Oh my. I will get the predictions ready. We'll get it set up. ReWhite versus Bunny. So, traditionally, I would say that Bunny is the favorite player, and he should 2-0, and we should go to the ace match, right? That makes sense. That makes sense, right? A 2-0 for Bunny, Game 7. Let's go. But ReWhite has been doing surprisingly well. It was last week where ReWhite took down Showtime. He defeated Showtime in the Kung Fu Cup. And I want to say that ReWhite got another really impressive result as well, because we have been casting him, and it's been crazy. It's been crazy. Tier player. He was left in the dust when it comes to the rest of his teammates, when it comes to Cham, Spirit, and even a lot of the other Chinese players like Maxed and Cyan and Silky and Tudming even. I do think that ReWhite, he's been on the up and up for a while now, but he really... And welcome back, everyone. Welcome back. In the top right, we have ReWhite for Starlight Twinkle, and in the bottom left, we have for Mystery Gaming, Bunny. We apologize for the wait. Definitely do apologize for it, but alas, there, buddy. But we were just looking for our players. We have found them. They have arrived, and we can get this best of 2 underway. Predictions in the chat are open. Predictions open. So you can place your bets on how you think this best of 2 is going to go. Whether it's a 2-0 one way or the other, or a 1-1 score overall. Here we go. And again, as we mentioned before, ReWhite, he needs 1 game. He needs to win 1 game here to win it all for his team. The pressure is on Bunny. But as we were discussing, Bunny, he is obviously the favorite player. 2-0 is not unheard of. It is not impossible for Bunny to achieve. We'll see if he can, though. We'll see if he can. For now, we do see some economic openers. We see a Gate Expand or Gate Cyber Expand out of ReWhite. We have a Rax Expand from Bunny. So very economic openers all around. Oh, actually, sorry. It was a Gate Expand into a Cyber Core from ReWhite. So a little bit more greedy here. Love to see it. A little bit of a greedier opener from our Protoss. And a standard economic opener out of our Terran. Nothing too spicy in the early game. Here we go. I think best case they force the ace match. I mean, that is the best case for Mystery Gaming. Again, that 2-0 from the favor of Bunny can force that, but yeah, we'll see if he can. Again, ReWhite has been on fire recently. We were just praising him earlier, talking about how well he's been performing in recent weeks in the ESL Masters Asia, in the Kung Fu Cups as well. But can he take it here to Bunny? Can he pull off a miracle? Can he take down the Terran player? We'll see. For now, Bunker is thrown down behind the mineral line. Ooh, already quite a lot of damage dealt here to this shield battery. Ay, ay, ay. The Adept does arrive, and eventually this will be dealt with. Again, because of this Bunker, we are denying any kind of mining here at the natural base. The Reaper getting quite a bit of damage done to the shield battery already. Oh my god. We're still waiting. Oh, actually, we don't have Stalkers in the way. We have Adepts. Do have a second Adept in production to try to deal with this, but this is going to get awkward. This is getting out of hand. Again, Adepts, their range is a little bit lower, so even though they do some damage to the Bunker, the SCV can repair and keep this alive. Here we go. The Adepts, they do edge even closer. Boys are being pulled to start mining from the natural base. So far, good juggling from Bunny, not losing that SCV. Oh, good target firing as well. He gets a probe. Does get one worker. The SCV finally goes down. Can we get another probe? It looks like we will not. And it's taking quite some time. Again, Adepts, they don't have the best DPS here against buildings. But we do force a salvage. We do get a kill on the Reaper. And ReWhite, he regains control of his natural base. Now, it's not like a lot of damage was done. It wasn't a lot of direct damage, but it was a lot of inadvertent damage here with the lost mining time. So, decent start here from Bunny. As he's going into a mine drop follow-up. Meanwhile, his opponent opened up Stargate. Ooh, ReWhite, he went for a Stargate opener into an Oracle, not Phoenixes. The Oracle is zooming across the map, making its way to the main base, but there are some Widow Mines in position. There it is. There is that mine next to the reactor. ReWhite, thankfully, doesn't run into it. As the mines are picked up, and we're going to be boosting across the map. Now, because the mines have repositioned, this Oracle could get damage done. As we head into the natural, there are Marines, but Marines, they don't fare too well. These are vanilla Marines, by the way. But the Oracle does turn back around. Did spot the drop. Is zoning Bunny back. Behind this, we have a standard 3-1-1 setup, 3 Raxes, 1 factory, 1 starport. We have interference matrix being researched as well. So Bunny's working on that disable. Up! The mines do not connect with the oracles. Up! They barely don't. As, honestly, I do think we could have gone into the natural base, but alas, ReWhite not quite moving in that direction. Oh god, no, the mine! The mine will kill an oracle. Good positioning out of Bunny. Very nicely done. Even saves the Widow Mine as well, and this has not been the best start for ReWhite. He does scout his opponent, yes, but these oracles have not paid for themselves, and we have a third oracle on the way. Meanwhile, now Bunny can go and commit to the drop. He can send it, papi. Meanwhile, thankfully for ReWhite, he's not going into Colossus production. He's going to be going into charge instead. Go +1 armor on the way for ReWhite. Oracle once again trying to get a tag on said army. And here we go. The drop is making its way into the main base. The Phoenix out of position. Hellions, they distract the Adepts, and the drop comes into the main. Do we see it ahead of time? We do! Good reaction here out of ReWhite. Oh, he wants the Oracle! Oh my god. He wants the Oracle, and he will not get it. Widow Mine will go down. We can resume mining in the main base. And hopefully we can get a kill on this mine before it gets another shot off. It's waddling away. The Zealots! Oh god. The Zealots, they can't keep up. The Widow Mine is too quick. And it does waddle to safety. Is going to get another shot. No shot. No! ReWhite doesn't react in time. 8 probes go down. That is insane. 8 workers killed. ReWhite had a massive worker lead. Meanwhile, Bunny going for a massive push here on 2 bases. Stim is about to finish up +1 as well. We do have charge, but we can't engage. Not like this. Massive anti-armor missile here on the army. And Bunny is wedging himself in between the bases. And he goes for the stim. He's going to go take down the Archdiocese pylon. We have a minefield to work through. And there are just too many mines. They take down the oracles. They take down the phoenixes as well. Big connections. And Bunny has too much. Just an overwhelming marine army. As well as they're trickling on in. But alas, against all of this firepower, they can do nothing. And yeah, GG will be called. Bunny, looking solid here, takes game number 1. Without breaking much of a sweat. Nothing went ReWhite's way. The initial bunker harass, denying so much mining time. The first Oracle dying to the Widow Mines. Did catch the Widow Mine drop initially, but eventually it got across the map, and yeah, it did just a bit too much damage here to ReWhite as well. The initial investment into Oracles, it wasn't worth it. It wasn't worth it for ReWhite. They did not do enough damage to actually pay for themselves. And yeah, Bunny able to take game number 1. But now it is ReWhite's map of choice. And I want to believe that ReWhite is prepared to at least take a game on this map. And where are we going? Where are we dropping? Okay. Radisson Station. Okay, not quite Radisson Station, the other one. Golden Aura is up next. Oh boy, this is wild. So game number 2 going to be on Golden Aura, and The reason why I bring up that this is a bit wild is because you can establish your 3 bases and even 4 bases relatively easily. These are some pretty defensive locations on this map, but the rushes by ground. The rushes by ground is really short. So I'm a little bit concerned here for ReWhite. It's like a 2-base all-in from Bunny could hit hard and fast. And I do think that can work quite well here on a map like Golden Aura. So we'll see. We'll see what kind of direction ReWhite takes us in and what his plan is on Golden Aura. You know, the go base? Maybe. Potentially. And here we go. We are getting ready for game number 2. Again, the map is going to be an interesting one. For those wondering, there is one gold base in the bottom left-hand corner of the map. I doubt that's going to really come into play. If a Protoss player has map control, they can take the gold. Don't get me wrong, as we've seen on maps like Royal Blood as well. But I don't know if that's going to be the case here. As spawning in the top left-hand corner of Golden Aura, we have for Starlight Twinkle, it is ReWhite. Oh. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. And in the bottom right, we do have a Bunny as well. It looks like there's a little bit of latency here. It's a bit of stuttering when it comes to the overall stream, but it's okay. The clean feed is back. We're all good. We are back. We are synced up. We are ready to go. Sometimes there can be some connection issues. For those wondering, I mean, shout out to SC Boy and what they do for the scene. But because they're based in China, they actually have to use a VPN to connect to actually, you know, allow us to have a clean feed. And sometimes the VPN can be a little bit unstable. They do have to like reroute themselves and actually, you know, have a bit of a workaround. But yeah, it's all good. Oh, as the SCV sneaks out across the map and we have an eBay block at the natural. Oh, this is already a rough start for ReWhite. There are some nasty follow-ups, especially on Golden Aura with a short rush distance. I'm talking about Cyclone follow-ups here to punish these bases, as ReWhite is forced to take the triangular third base, but the SCV is on the way to delay the delay the natural even further. Up! Oh my god. Whew. The natural is thrown down, thankfully, but again, very exposed. And I'm really curious to see where Bunny goes with this. He only has a single rack, so it looks like an economic opener. Looks like a rack expand. But because these bases are spread out, going into Hellions, going into even early game Cyclones can do really well here when it comes to breaking the defending Protoss player. So a good start, a strong start for Bunny. Already forcing ReWhite in an uncomfortable position. Reaper is moving out, zooming across the map. Oh, and and we don't get into the main base. We do get a full scout of the tech as well. Stargate opener once again out of ReWhite, and it is spotted by the Reaper. Bunny is fully aware of what's going on. There's that follow-up factory on the way, bunker on the low ground to make sure that the natural base is kept up and running, is not delayed. Now, based on the positioning of this factory, we're not going to see an add-on swap, so we won't see reactored Hellions or reactored Cyclones. Looks like Bunny, he's not really looking to punish his opponent too hard here when it comes to the base layout. He's just getting into a standard 1-1-1 follow-up instead. There's a starport on the way, and Bunny, he's playing this out straight up. If this was Clem would go for a follow-up all in, 100%. But again, everything's looking normal, everything's looking as it should. We get a bit of a delay though, the Adept does shade into the main. We delay the starport, we may even get an SCV. Ooh. Bit of a misclick there on the base. But again, the Adept does at least get a full scout and is being quite annoying here in the main. The starport still hasn't restarted. There we go, finally! After quite some time. We finally resume building. Once again, we shade into that mineral line. We get one SCV. It was a lot of effort for one SCV. But we got it. We did get it. But again, this starport is heavily delayed. And ReWhite is able to get back into this. We have Phoenixes coming out. No Oracles this time, thankfully. I do think that the Oracles were very lackluster in game number 1. So instead, we are setting up for Phoenix Colossus here in game number 2. We're just probing on up. Eventually looking to take a third base. Robo's on the way. Reaper comes in for a full scout, and we'll get eyes on these Phoenixes as they are forced to reveal themselves. And now Bunny knows that he doesn't have to worry about Oracles coming into his bases. Behind this, a couple of Raxes. Again, 3-1-1 setup. 3 Raxes, 1 factory, 1 starport. Everything's looking standard here when it comes to the production setup of Bunny. And with this Interference Matrix upgrade, he can actually push out, even if we have a Colossus back at home to defend. ReWhite is going to be vulnerable. There's that third base in production. These Phoenixes, they haven't been too active. I'm a little bit concerned. Typically, when you open up Phoenix like this, you're being as active as possible. You're containing your opponents. You're potentially even getting some SCV kills. ReWhite has been relatively passive with them, but there we go. Finally, he does move out. Back at home, there's the Bay on the way for Colossus production. He should have 2 Colossi by the time the army moves out. Oh no! Oh, nice move there from Bunny, hiding the Winter Mine underneath the Cyclone. Oh no, and ReWhite doesn't get anything. He invested 2 Phoenixes and he did not kill a single unit. A rough moment there for ReWhite. He did not kill the Cyclone in the end, was not worth it at all, and a beautiful trade for Bunny. Just luring his opponent in. It's like, oh no, my Cyclone, it's stuck, Papi, it's... The turns were tabled, Papi. Not good, Papi, not good. As we almost get a kill on another Phoenix. And again, Colossi, they're not going to do much good here because we have a Raven and we have Interference Matrix. We can disable. And this move out could end up killing ReWhite. He does spot the move out. He's getting in position. We have a Colossus in production. Phoenixes, they try to pick up whatever they can, but alas, they barely cannot. There you go. We have shield batteries on the way. These shield batteries, they feel late. Armor is triggered on the Immortal. And here comes the main army. We go for the anti-armor missile. Doesn't connect with the ground army yet. Here comes the Colossus. Does pop out just in time. We deal with the first Widowmine. And again, because Bunny went for that anti-armor missile, he doesn't have enough for disable. He has to wait a little bit longer. He's going in. There it is. There's the disable on the Colossus. We go straight for the Robo. Robo is going to go down. Big mine shots going off as well. Overcharge doing what it can. And the Colossus will eventually break free from that disable. But the damage was done. We respond with 2 Robos. The Immortal went down earlier. And Bunny, he's just rallying across the map, getting ready for the second wave. Getting ready to break this third base. And get on top of the production once again. Bunny, he's taking a third base on location behind this. We're going for a Doom drop into the main. There are Phoenixes in position, but only 2. We can ignore them. We can't ignore the army, though. Uh-oh. This is going to be a rough trade for Bunny. He takes down the Zelt. He gets on top of the Immortal as well. He is breaking through. And now he's going to be able to camp the production. There's a lot to go for. He's going for the Forge. And he will deny +1. Just barely denies it. As the Colossus gets pulled out of position, Bunny sends his second army into the third base. Now that he knows that it is exposed. And the Colossus is being pulled left and right. He doesn't know where to go. The Colossus does not know where to go, and ReWhite will be losing this Nexus. He cannot keep up. He cannot hold on. Again, it was a rough start here for ReWhite, and it snowballed out of control. 19 probes go down. We consolidate our army here at the third base. We have 2 Colossus in production, but we are camping the Robos. We even have a minefield. As we just head towards the natural base. Nothing to stop us. And Bunny is looking to force the ace match. He's looking to force Game 7. And mate, in Game 7, anything could happen. As we dive on in, the Colossus goes down. Nothing's left. GG gets called. And Bunny takes the 2-0. GG, well played. With that score, we are going to Game 7. Oh. And coming into this, again, I did pin both Starlight Twinkle and Mystery Gaming being pretty comparable in skill. I did mention that they both have some really strong ace players, but their supporting players have been having a hard time really having them or giving them the power, the support they need to take some wins here in WTL. And which way is this going to go? Who is going to come out as the ace? Up to you to decide. What kind of? Let's get some predictions going. All right. Ace matches on Equilibrium. Now, we have some viable contenders, okay? We could see a Game 3 between Wayne and SHIN. I would love a Game 3 between Wayne and SHIN. But I mentioned before, both Wayne and SHIN dropped maps. And they may not feel too confident coming into another game. They may feel a little bit flustered as a result. Other viable options. Bunny, he just 2-0'd. Bunny is looking strong here. He's looking very solid, at least in TVP. Bunny could also be an option here if Ragnarok or if SHIN isn't feeling 100%. Bunny could step in. Likewise, if Wayne isn't feeling confident, Nice could step in. So we got options. We do have options here, whether it's SHIN, Bunny, or Wayne and Nice. Strange, obviously there's other players available like Strange and ReWhites, but I feel like they are some of the weaker players on their respective teams. I don't think that they are the most reliable to send out as the ace player in an ace match. It's going to be up to some of the other players instead. Send in the buddy. Send him in, Poppy. Send him in. Fearsome, Poppy. Fearsome. What do I want to see? Part of me does want to see an ace match between Wayne and SHIN. Part of me does want to see that. The Zerg part of me. But I would also appreciate Nice versus Bunny. I would like that because both of those players, they look solid here. They both 2-0'd. They're both feeling confident, and I think they're pretty comparable. I do think they're pretty comparable. Nice, of course, is kind of in peak form when it comes to his region, when it comes to the Asia region. Bunny is still building his way up to the top of the Korean scene, so that could also be a factor as well. I don't think you can get away with taking the gold as a third against Terran. I don't think that's possible. So that's also something to bear in mind as well. If we do end up in a ZVT or a ZVP. Also has a short rush distance by air. I would say this isn't a bad map for Terran overall. Yeah, I can see Bunny. I can see Bunny coming out here. 100%. But again, it is up to the players themselves. It's up to the team to decide. Again, I do think a lot of it is based on form, like as in based on who's feeling good on the day instead of who's good on paper. And here it is. Oh, who do we get? Oh, let's go! It's the dream matchup, Poppy. The dream matchup. It is a Zerg versus Terran. It is Wayne versus Bunny. Let's go. We do get a Zerg versus Terran in this series, in this best of 7. I appreciate it. I appreciate it. ZVT is peak StarCraft. It is peak. Bunny is absolutely rabid. I see nobody else for Mystery Gaming. Yeah. I think this map is not so good for Zerg. I think it depends on playstyle. I think there's potential for Lingbane Muta on a map like Equilibrium. As I mentioned before, I don't think you can take the goal base too early in ZVT on this map either. But we can get into it. We can definitely get into the map itself as predictions in the chat are open. Place your bets. Which way is this going to go? Is it going to go the way of the Bunny or the Wayne? The Mystery or the Starlight? Up to you to decide. It's a best of 1, so very unpredictable. But here we go in the top right-hand corner for Starlight Twinkle. It is Wayne. And he turned the light on. And sporting in the top left, we have, for Mystery Gaming, it is Bunny. I can confirm the lights has been turned on. The ZVT, let's go. As we are getting into this, and again, to talk about the map a little bit as well. The rush distance by air is a little bit shorter. Something that is very important is the Xel'Naga. Just like on Alcyone, there is a Xel'Naga that does actually cover the main attack path. So taking control of the center, if a Terran even takes control of the center, does give you a lot more leeway and a lot of foresight, I should say. If there was an aggressive push coming out, something like an early Roach opener can be spotted much faster and much easier on a map like this. Again, that Xel'Naga can be quite impactful. Likewise, there are goal bases to take as well, and Wayne is going pool first. Oh my. Okay. It is going to be a pool first here from Wayne. With this, he's going to have faster lings. He's going to be moving out across the map. A very aggressive opener here from him. We'll see if it pays off. Now, the goal here is to send out lings to bypass the scout and to delay the CC on the low ground. To get on top of that building SCV and force a delay, get some economic damage done. Now, it is going to be 4 lings, not 6. Interesting. Oh, as Wayne is a little bit cold. Oh, he's pulling up the sleeves. Oh, let's go. Wayne, he's getting serious, Papi. He's showing his forearms. Pulling up the sleeves, he's becoming his final form. He's turning from Wayne into Rattata. And then eventually, back into Vanya. Oh. As the leagues are moving out. Behind this, we have a fast Queen as well to defend against this Reaper. And the Lings, they do bypass the Reaper just in time. There was no SCV Scout either, or the SCV Scout did miss it. And there is a Marine back at home, but we can split off our units. We go straight for the Marine. Marine takes a lot of hits already, and the Marine should go down. Oh, yeah, the Marine will fall. The Lings are peeled off to get on top of that SCV. Oh, no! The 2 Lings in the main base do get surrounded, unfortunately, but Wayne still will delay the expansion. Meanwhile, across the map, we have that 1 Reaper doing what it can. No, sorry, it turned around. Never mind, the Reaper did turn back around. Is looking to hunt down those Lings, but will not find them. And a decent start here for Wayne. Behind this, he's going straight into a 3rd base. He pulled out a gas at 100. And Wayne is able to have a decent start here. Again, the Reaper wasn't able to harass him. And oh my, we have something very interesting going on here in the main base. This is a 3cc 2-1-1. Papi. Bunny. So very economic. This is going to lead into a very strong bio push eventually. It hits a little bit later than a standard 2-1-1 because the starport is delayed a little bit further. Because of this, Wayne is free to drone. Wayne, he should be free to be quite greedy, actually. Drone up, saturate his bases before making sure he gets ready for the eventual push. Ooh, as he is going to be responding with a Roach Warren. Okay, so he's going to be going for a Roach heavy composition. Wayne still is in the dark as to this specific opener. Basically, Bunny, he's going to go up towards 4 Hellions for map control to, again, just kind of keep the creep at bay while he works towards his bio push. Stim in production. And soon to be combat shields as... Oh my god, Wayne! Are we cutting workers here and now? We're up to 42 workers. We have Lings on the way. We confirm the Hellions. We confirm the Hellion at least. And yeah, I think Wayne, he's... Okay, we have a lair. I was like, are we just going to make Overlords and just make Roaches and just send it across the map? Kind of. Roaches are in production to defend against the Hellions, but we are still droning behind this. Now, I do think that these Roaches are a little bit unnecessary. I do think that Wayne could have been a little bit greedier here, just because there's only a handful of Hellions. There's not that much. So there's nothing really forcing these Roaches to be made. So, yeah, Wayne just playing safe, playing very safe overall, as he's still just droning and saturating his bases. Meanwhile, we see the add-on top back at home. We see the factory switching with the starport. 2 medevacs are on the way, and these 2 medevacs are going to hit with Stim. So Bunny has been stuck at home for the opener, but soon he will be moving out, and Wayne has to make sure that he stops droning and that he actually has an army to deal with these Marines in time. Oh, as he is taking the goal base as his 4th. Creep is spreading. Wayne going to be saturating his 3rd base, but now is the time where he needs to invest in his army. And there we go, roaches are in production. As Bunny's moving in, we have a Ling run by here at the third base. When there are some free SCVs. Good counter damage at the same time, though. Bunny can focus on his medevac push, on his drop. And what is there to stop him? Show us, Papi, show us! The drop! The Queens are trying to hold on here. The roaches are brought forward as well. Can we transfuse? We do barely transfuse that roach. And Wayne, he does hold, he does deflect the army. Good defense from Wayne. Likewise, good counter damage as he gets 6 SCVs. Now Bunny is in some trouble. The pressure is now on Bunny to do some counter damage. He drops not just the Marines, but also Hellions into the main base. But there are roaches to defend. They shut down the drop. The lair is done. Roach speed, 1-1, all on the way here. And Wayne is looking good. Looking strong. Now the goal base is coming into play. Immediately Maynarding over, prioritizing that base. And because Bunny has been dropping towards the north, if he was dropping towards the south instead, he could potentially even deny the gold. Or at least deny mining, but unfortunately his attention is up here instead, and he has not actually scouted the gold base until now. Now he's aware, but now he's too late. The creep is spreading, the gold is saturated. We have a drop into the main base, but Wayne is in position. Splitting up his army, defending both locations at once. Again, these are only Marines, no tanks, so you can't really break through. Defensively, these roaches are doing so well. The Biles! Not quite connecting. But again, Wayne, he hasn't sustained any economic damage. Behind this, we do see Bunny trying to slip in with his own double drop, but Wayne is about to max out. Now, look at our defensive line here. We have 2 tanks. We have a bunker on the way. As Wayne moves out, the drop is coming back in, but we do have roaches to defend. The Queen may fall, but Wayne is focusing on his push. He's going to get 1 tank. Oh, he barely does. We need 1 more bile. Una más. But there we go. The tank barely does go down. His attack is a little bit messy here from Wayne, but he is gaining ground. He takes down the second tank. He pushes through the army. The boys, they have to be pulled. And the final tank goes down. And it looks like Wayne has done it. He's broken the army. He's breaking through the economy. And Bunny has almost nothing left. Again, Wayne, he has been on the rise in Europe. He has been getting some damn good results here in the lead up to ESL Masters Winter. He's the ace player of Starlight Twinkle for a reason. For a good reason. Because, hey, he's damn good at StarCraft. He's pushing him forward. We'll bile down the last tank. And again, Bunny does not have anything left. He's down to sub 70 supply. He's doing what he can, but depots are falling. He's lost control of his third base. You can see Bunny sigh there on cams. A big exhale from him. Yeah, shaking his head. He knows that, alas, the team was relying on him. You know, he stepped up instead of SHIN. And, he just could not pull it off. Again, shout out to Wayne, not just for his opener, but remember, when Bunny moved in with his double drop, with his 3CC 2-on-1 timing, Wayne, he crippled the economy behind it. He deflected the pushes with his roach play. And Bunny, he just got eyes on the goal base too late. He could not punish it, could not deny it. Biles will connect, and GG gets called. Wayne! Oh. Wayne does it. He will take the game, and he wins it here for Starlight Twinkle. And really, it was the forearms, Papi. Remember, at the beginning of the game, we saw him pull back his shirt. He was in serious mode. GG, well played. Congratulations to Wayne and to Starlight Twinkle, getting a pretty big win here on the board. My condolences to Mystery Gaming. Mystery Gaming, they have yet to win a series. They have yet to win a match here in WTL. They have good players, don't get